Ministry in a Minute is a devotional presentation of the Crossroads School of Ministry. Whatever platform you're on, like, share, subscribe, help us get the word out about the Crossroads School of Ministry. And if you are a ministry leader or church leader or someone called to vocational ministry and you need training, Crossroads School of Ministry can help. Check us out online at crossroadsom.org, the Crossroads School of Ministry. Hey everybody, Dr. Greco here. Welcome to Ministry in a Minute. Listen, as we've been moving through Jonah chapter 4, last night we had our lengthy study. It wasn't as long as some. Jonah chapter 4 is short, but we went through all of Jonah chapter 4. So if you missed that, go back in the archives and watch last night's scripture study through Jonah chapter 4. And today, as we've moved through chapter 4, we've seen that Jonah was angry, and God said, why? Why are you angry? And then at the end of chapter 4, this thing played out in Jonah's life. He made himself a shelter, and God provided a vine, gave him some shade. And Jonah was very happy about that. And then God took away the vine. And Jonah was very angry about that. And there's this back and forth between God and Jonah. And two things I see here that I think we really need to make sure we're careful about, especially in ministry, especially whether as pastors or leaders we're doing ministry, or as believers we're loving on people and trying to do the ministry God's put in front of each of us. And the two things are simple. One, we cannot let circumstances dictate our joy. I think sometimes the joy we have in serving God comes from whether or not we do well. And I know pastors who are frustrated because they have a small church. You know what? You're blessed. You're blessed to get to minister to whoever you get to minister to. And I know men who've pastored small churches, and then all of a sudden they become big churches. I know men who've pastored small churches, and somebody has gotten saved in that church and become a pillar in the community, or done great things for the kingdom. You don't know what God is doing. Take joy in what God has called you to do. Okay? Take joy in people's lives being changed. And so don't let our circumstances dictate our joy. Maybe somebody doesn't really accept what you're teaching them, or catch it the way you think they should. Okay? Know that God's in charge. Your joy is in Him. Okay? So number one, circumstances don't dictate our joy. Number two, and this is kind of saying the same thing, but our lot, our personal success, our personal achievement doesn't really, shouldn't be what we're after. Okay, yes, we want to grow the church numerically because God said to, but if it doesn't work out, that doesn't mean we failed. Okay, so not only do our circumstances not dictate joy, our circumstances don't dictate success or failure. Okay, we are called to be faithful servants. Be that. Don't let the results. I mean, obviously we want to measure the results. I'm not saying we shouldn't do that, but don't let that be what drives you. Be driven by a love for Christ, a love for the Word, a hunger to do what God says to do. He will provide the increase and the joy and the success. All right, one more day in Jonah 4, and we'll move on to something big next week. See you soon.